Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like watching and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link tree down below. Has links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there. Follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I'll talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen folks, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be talking Jets. We got a game coming up. We all know who that is, all right? We got roster stuff to discuss as well, so call in. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Now, with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about Zach Wilson. Yes, I've come to talk to you folks today about Zach Wilson and my assessment of him so far this season. Now, there's a lot to discuss, okay? And we're going to talk about it all. The highlights, the lowlights, and some of the things I think that he can improve on to continue on and take the next step this season. Now, keep it all the way real. I'm a realist, okay? I'm not a Zach defender, but I do keep everything fair and balanced and real about him, all right? So let's get it started. First, okay, we all know that Zach Wilson dealt with an injury in the preseason, had a meniscus tear, also had a bone bruise, so he spent some time on the injury list, all right? Missed a couple games going into the season, but was able to come back against the Steelers. And that Steeler comeback game was something else, man. Seriously, it was. This is a game where we saw that the Jets were struggling, especially down the stretch. The running game wasn't working. Our offensive line had issues blocking. And Zach was able to put the team on his back and literally go out there and win this game single-handedly. We beat the Steelers 24-20. He was 18 of 36 on the day, 252 yards throwing the football, had a touchdown, had 2 picks. Listen, down 10-20. He hit Corey Davis for a TD. That was huge. 17-20, 3 minutes and 34 seconds left. He put the team on his back, went 5 for 5 for 57 yards. Breece Hall ended up capping that drive off with a touchdown run. And the Jets beat the Steelers 24-20. That was huge. That game, I'm telling you, everybody after that game, eyes was just wide open. It was like, wow, the talent, the ability, everything was on display. Everything that we were hoping to see, Zach taking the next step in his second year, was on display in that football game. The arm talent, you know, just the ability to just play off script and go do what he needs to do. He did it all. The ability to close, the 5 for 5 drive going down, putting the team in position to get that W. It was just hats off for Zach in that game. Everything was just, man, everybody's eyes were open. Even people in the media was like, yeah, this kid he's up next, right? So then again, you know, we played the Dolphins as well. We beat them too. We played the Packers as well. We beat them too. And the reason why I highlight these 2 games, these are 2 games where he just came out and played within the system and played well. A lot of people have been trying to bang on Zach this year, talking about he needs to throw for 300 yards every single game. And until he does that, we're going to consider him a bust. There's a lot of fans out there. I'm showing respect to everybody. I respect everybody's takes. There's a lot of fans out there that scream until he does A, B, C, and D, you know, he's just not that guy. No, that's not what the system asks you to do. He's playing within the offensive system, and he was successful doing that in these 2 games where we got W's doing that. This is a run-first system. This Shanahan system is all about handing the ball off to your running back and letting him handle business. It's also asking the quarterback to do very little. Make the simple throws. Make those mid-level throws. Make those throws in the clutch, right? On that 3rd and 2, that 3rd and 3, get those to first down and keep it rolling. That's what's supposed to happen in the system. Getting the ball to guys in space and allowing them to go do the work. You know what I'm saying? I.e. the check downs to Michael Carter and all this thing we've seen really be successful in the past in the system. That's what is going to work here, and that's why it's worked, right? So in the Dolphins game, again, he was 14-21, 210, had a rushing TD. We saw the running game really get going as well in that game. Breece Hall had 97 yards and a touchdown. He also hit Breece Hall twice. Just easy pitch and catch to him. Breece Hall had 100 yards receiving in that game. That was a huge game. It was a complete win. It was a team win. The Packers game, we're supposed to get smoked. Everybody's talking crazy about us in that game. We're not going to beat Aaron Rodgers and Lambeau. We came out and did just that. And again, Zach played within the system. 10 for 18, 110, and he took care of business. And our running game was solid in that game as well. Breece Hall was healthy, 20 carries, 116 yards, a touchdown. Michael Carter had 41 yards in that game as well. The Jets had 179 yards total rushing that day. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. The defense played well. Everybody flourished. Even the special teams had a touchdown as well on a blocked punt. So we looked good. And again, Zach was just playing within the system and allowing the guys around him to go out there and do what they needed to do. Get the ball to him quickly. Let them go handle the work. All right. Now, then some things started happening. And it was against the Broncos. That was the next game after the Packers that came up. And we won. We did beat the Broncos 16-9. But it was ugly. And this was a game where I think a lot of things about Zach kind of started to get exposed and put out there, especially his issues against pressure. Now, this Broncos defense was serious business, and they were sending guys at him 24 hours a day. They had a lot of pass rush. They were sending blitzes here and there as well. And in this game, he was terrible. And we started to see that Zach kind of struggles against pressure. When there's a blitz coming, guys in his face, he started to break down. He was running backwards in this game. He's spinning around with the football. He's just trying to do way too much against this Broncos defense. He fumbled in this game as well, but it was overturned, thank goodness, because the fumble would have been returned for a touchdown by the Broncos defense. That fumble was overturned, and we were able to get the ball back and get out of that situation. This was a game where we saw Breece Hall get hurt as well, but he had a big touchdown run before he went down. Now, as bad as Zach was playing, again, he was 16 to 26. He only had 121 yards throwing the ball. We were able to close the game out. The defense played well. But that was a horrific game against the Broncos, Zach Wilson, okay? It was bad. And you started to see, like, hey, Zach, you need to step up against pressure and don't be so skittish in the pocket. Now, after the Broncos game, we're going into the Patriots game. There's a lot of questions because Zach struggled against the Patriots last season. We saw that. He's coming off of a bad Broncos game. We're saying, hey, Zach, can you step up? And Zach was really bad against the Patriots. We lost to the Patriots 22-17, and I think that this is Zach's worst game as a pro, to be completely honest. He was bad in this game. 20 of 41 in the game, 355 yards throwing the ball. He had 2 TDs and 3 of the worst interceptions I've ever seen him throw. All right? He was just doing way too much. And again, Belichick and this Patriots staff, they know what time it is. They saw the struggle against pressure against the Broncos, and they said, oh, yeah, we're going to bring some pressure to you as well and see how you like it. And he's a struggle. He was running around. He's running backwards. The offense was struggling. Then he started pressing, trying to play hero ball. He's running outside the pocket away from no one that's rushing him and just throwing the ball directly into the Patriots defenders' hands, trying to force the ball into Jets wide receivers. It was horrific. It was horrific. And that's when you started to see, the staff as well come out. The Jets staff after the game came out and talked about how they need Zach to make the boring play. Stop trying to launch everything downfield and make everything sexy. Bruh, just make the boring play. Hit your checkdowns. Allow the offensive drive to keep going because you're moving the chains. But this is the same exact thing that they had told him last season as well. Stop trying to play hero ball, Zach. Just make the boring play. Throw the ball away if nothing is there. Stop spinning around, running outside, doing all this crazy stuff. He tried to make a throw late across the middle in one of those games, and it was horrific. It's like, Zach, you got to stop. You got to stop, okay? Stop playing hero ball, and that's what lost us that Patriots game, and it was a bad performance by him. Now, we're looking at the situation, and we're saying, okay, you're coming off of the bad Broncos-Patriots game. The word's out. Pressure will make Zach give it up. How are you going to perform against this Bills team? All right, this Bills team is hungry. They're phenomenal. They got all the weapons. A lot of people saying the Jets will get smoked. That didn't happen. We came out and we beat the Bills 20-17, and it was because Zach Wilson, and this running game was solid as well, but Zach Wilson handled pressure effectively, and he did just enough in this game. He went back to playing within the system and handling his business. He was 18 of 25, 154 yards throwing the football. He had a touchdown. He was able to hit James Robinson for that. And he also made a big play on 3rd and 5 on one of the last drives where he was able to hit Mims with a nice ball for a great catch and a first down to continue to extend that drive. I think that was on the final drive. As well for the New York Jets before we hit the field goal to put us up 20-17. So That was huge. And again, this game, another game where our running game was solid, especially down the stretch. We drained the clock from 7 minutes to like one minute, and we gave them like 1 minute and maybe 20 something seconds, something like that, where the Bills were blowing through timeouts. So it was a game where the system, the offense just continued to work, and Zach put us in great positions and didn't kill us with bad turnovers and bad decisions. All right. Now, for me, I'm looking at the second half of this season coming off the bye, and I'm saying, listen, if Zach can continue to go out there and just play within the system and just be effective, we're going to be good to go. I don't need to see Zach go out there and throw for 300 yards every single game to call him a successful quarterback. If he's just, and again, we don't know what Zach Wilson's ceiling is going to be. We don't, because this is year 2. He's still developing as a quarterback. But we've seen the flashes. We saw that Steelers game where he was off the charts. We've seen the ability, the arm talent, the escapability, the athleticism. We've seen it all. But he's got to be smart and more concise about where he's going with the football. We saw a lot of late throws as well, which kills him. He's got to get better against pressure. He's got to feel the rush a little bit better and don't be so quick to escape when things aren't necessarily working the way he wants to work. So as long as he kind of works on those things and gets it rolling in the second half, we'll be fine. Because again, Zach has the talent. We've seen everything, but he's just got to play smart ball. Stop playing hero ball so much. Don't force throws, and just let everything come to him. Settle and get within his rhythm, especially when he does that early in games. Like we saw before things went off the rails against the Patriots late, early he was cooking, he was doing well, but then he started to press, and the interceptions came, the bad plays came, the bad decisions came. So I'm a believer in Zach. I think he's a guy that could be our franchise guy. I think he is our franchise guy, but he's just got to settle within the system and settle within games a little bit quicker, get things rolling quicker. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about Zach Wilson at this point? Let's go back and forth in these comments. Let me know what you folks think. You folks have a good one. Peace.